hotels in areas around Grand Rapids, and Valio would have sex with the children. We're really going to be looking to put this guy away for most of his life.
The story we've been following since Friday. John Valio, a former host on WCSG, was arrested Friday and accused of paying a Battle Creek man to arrange sexual encounters with small children. Unfortunately, this is an issue that really is more than just the headlines that we see, but obviously this is a huge story. But this is something you deal with day in and out in your profession. Thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
You're with the Children's Assessment Center. First of all, talk a little bit about what you do.
I am the program manager of the Kids Have Rights program, and what I, along with 3 other educators, do is we go into schools and teach body safety in grades kindergarten through 4th grade.
All right. What can parents do to try and prevent something like this? This oftentimes seems like something you might deal with as a reactionary situation after something has happened, but there's a way that you might be able to stop this from before it happens. Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Education is the key. You know, just as we send our kids to school to learn things, they're educated at school. Parents also educate their kids. So you really want to start with just beginning that conversation with your kids and talking about just how important they are to you and letting them know that it's your job as a parent to keep them safe, and you want to do that the best way you can.
It can be a tough line to toe because you want your children to trust the adults in their lives. How do you approach the conversations about what's not appropriate?
Well, I think that's where you're going to start beginning that having that conversation with teaching your kids to listen to their feelings, to trust their feelings. And that will be their biggest guide in terms of if something is uncomfortable to them or if something is totally okay with them. And so when they're around someone and they feel great about being around that person, you know, that's totally okay. But if they're around that person, they feel uncomfortable, maybe unsure, well, talk to your grown-up about it and say, what's going on here? Let's figure that out.
Right, and of course, the case that we're talking about, a high-profile, well-respected person in the community, obviously he's not being convicted. He still will have his day in court.
Sure.
But a lot of times, children may be afraid to come to their parents because this is someone who's really important that mom and dad trust.
Exactly, and I think that is where the kids, they will stay quiet because maybe mom and dad say, oh, that's a great person, or Uncle such and such is so great and he does so many wonderful things with you. And then for the parent to hear it, it's hard for them to hear those words. But they have to recognize that that child, it took a lot of courage for them to share because they do understand kind of the backstory of what that is and that person is very important.
And you got to let them know we're believing what they're saying.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. Anything else that you want to make sure that parents realize about the services you offer for kids?
If your school does not have Kids Have Rights in their school, talk to your principal about it. This coming school year, will teach over 18,000 students about their rights and to teach them about safe adults and to recognize touches that are uncomfortable or unsafe to them and how to get that help.
All right, Tanya, you're going to be staying with us. We'll have a chat going on through 7:30 downstairs at woodtv.com. We invite you to join us. That will be happening all the way until 7:30. So we'll be answering your questions online.